back. We back, ladies and gentlemen. It's us again, the guys from We Not Smart.
All the way coming through here from Stellenbosch.
Rainy Stellenbosch.
Rainy, very cold Stellenbosch in Cape Town.
Instagram Stellenbosch.
IG.
Oh, okay. But that's for something else. Yes, people, we're back. But before we start, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share. Share it to everybody you know. Share it to your grandma. Share it to your Facebook friends. Share it to your WhatsApp friends. Share it on TikTok. Share it everywhere. All right, okay, so what's happening, man? What's happening?
You know, I was thinking about a topic to speak about, and clearly, I think. What's the topic? What were we talking about again?
Man, the phone, man. How do you get yourself and your kids off that darn mobile phone, tablet, whatever you want to call it?
Man, you know what? It's COVID out here. Now we're talking about COVID, so obviously it makes things worse. And it's rainy. It's cold.
It's winter.
So obviously I'm gonna be on the phone 24/7.
I don't want to be on the phone, kids. I don't even want to be on my computer anymore. You know, I like gaming, but I don't even want to do that anymore. I want to do something else. I feel it's taking something from me.
You know what? No? What happened last night, and I actually felt good about this, is that from 8 o'clock, I left my phone alone.
No shit. How?
I just left it. I didn't touch it.
Didn't anybody call you to see if you're okay because they couldn't find you?
This
they
morning,
called the police?
This morning when I woke up and I went to go fetch my phone, I see that someone actually did phone me.
Holy smoke jeebus.
But it felt that the need to be around my phone or devices. I didn't have a need to do that. I was still comfortable actually sleeping, and I slept like a baby. Although I was worried, maybe it's someone's phone, maybe there's an SMS coming through. Okay, cool. Whoever needs me.
Maybe the end of the world WhatsApp is not getting to you.
I think it's a phase that basically I'm not really worried anymore about WhatsApp or Facebook, because remember now, early now today, I actually got a notification from Facebook saying, look here, there's 10 they miss me.
Facebook misses you.
Yeah, they said I wasn't online for a while, so obviously
Facebook is checking in on you if you're still okay.
Correct, yeah. There's like 10 people, whatever, 10 posts since I last checked Facebook. And so I got that notification.
And if you didn't see those 10 posts, I mean,
I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, but it's like Facebook telling you, if you haven't seen those 10 posts, I mean, your life would have changed, right? Something would have been different.
I think so too. I mean,
it sounds so important. Those 10 posts could have saved your life.
I don't think.
Could have changed your life.
No, I don't think it should change.
Could have seen a new perspective of life. By not seeing those 10 posts.
Not really.
But that's what it feels like, man.
I don't
when you get that notification, that's what if you don't open up that notification, it feels like, you know, it's like an itch.
I didn't get an itch. Obviously I did open it, but there wasn't an itch. And obviously I was busy. So meaning, if I can keep myself busy with different things and just think out of the box, then obviously I don't need my phone. I don't need to check my SMS.
There was a
time.
I
don't need to check my emails.
There was a time before smartphones, before social media, that we still use phones. Okay, we used phones to group chat. There was a time before that, before the smartphone really picked up, right? There was group chat, there was call, there was SMS, they were just checking something quickly online. The phones weren't as savvy today as they were back in the day, let's say 10 years ago. And we used to do other things. I used to listen to music a lot on my phone, my old BlackBerry, you know, the Curve. And I think we used WhatsApp, we used BBM, but we still weren't that much on the phone, you know. But these days it's like we're super addicted to it. We're more addicted to a phone, to a mobile phone, than drug is addicted to tick.
You know what? Now, seeing last night I can actually go for 12 hours without my phone. I actually noticed that nothing is actually changing, because the device still stays the same. The information that is put on the device still stays the same. It's still the norm. Nothing is actually changing. It's
Those notifications didn't change something physical, monumental.
No, it
was in your daily routine or what you are doing.
No,
it didn't have an impact like that.
No, it was just like it's there, and it's almost like the need to know what's going on in other people's lives and what's happening in the world.
Just what's going on. What's the next thing that's going on? What's next? What's next on Google? What's next on Twitter? What's next on Instagram? This need to know what is next every minute of the day. It's like it's.
Is it important?
It's not important, but our minds are telling us it's important. Right? Those programs are made in such a good way. It keeps you on it.
You know, we actually saw this where I actually told you. I pulled up to the car next to me, right? In the parking, right? And I see that the mother is on the phone, on the smart phone. The lady next to her is on the tab. And the little girl is on a phone.
Yep.
And it was probably 30 minutes that we actually left the car there, and we walked and we came back.
We went to go buy some food, yeah.
And then we came back after 30 minutes, and I saw how miserable that woman, how she's miserable. She was off the phone, the little girl at the back was off the phone, and the light in front was off his tablet. And it was so a scary thought, thinking that, are we forgetting something? Is there something better than the smartphone?
You know, we used to listen to music or something on the radio, you know, or the kids would color in, and they had some books in the car, they would do some coloring, or they would sing some songs. But the world's moving, so we moved to a mobile phone age. But I think all of us know it's not healthy to be so much on your phone. You know, all of us has this feeling inside of us, this instinct telling us this shit ain't healthy.
Does this apply to the other day when my lady tried to put on the TV? So we have this TV that's starting to break, right?
Oh, mine's already broken. Mine broke 2 days ago.
And so you have to swipe it, right? You swipe, and it makes that tick tick noise, almost like it wants to come on, and you have to swipe again. So I'm learning him. I told him, look here, if you want the TV on, then you need to swipe. And so he starts swiping.
Okay.
And then eventually got the TV on, and he went like, yeah, I did this. I put on the TV. Yeah, I put it. You were struggling. And I went like, okay, I'm glad for you, because you actually did something. But now, sitting on the phone, downloading a new game that you're going to play, are you doing something different?
No.
Are you gonna be happy? Yeah, I just won. I made it. I finished the game.
Unless it's some educational game, you're not getting much benefit from it. Maybe you're getting some relaxation, some entertainment out of whatever, but
okay. Is there things?
Not that much more than that.
Is there things inside our living space that we can change and say, look here, I did this. I'm proud. I did this.
Bake a cake. Yesterday, the Mochi and my 3-year-old, they baked some cupcakes. You know, and what's something I've noticed? Huh? My 3-year-old, she's also very much under mobile phones and tablets and TV and that stuff. But there are days where she doesn't really touch that stuff so much. But those are the days where we're really keeping her busy or something interactive.
So you guys can go on with the daily chores.
And she doesn't even ask for the mobile phone. So, you know, a small child is still very close to its nature, to its real nature of what you want, right? So, and she doesn't ask for the phone, which means in her instincts, she wants something interactive. She wants to do something with her hands or something. She's not craving. Her real self, her real human self is not craving for a piece of technology like with a screen. She's craving for something which she can keep her mind and her body really active with, you know. And somehow we need to get back to that. I need to sit with my wife and try to get our kid and ourselves a bit more off the mobile phones, because there's some benefits to it, but I think we're way past the point of.
I think there's a learning benefit to it.
It's negative.
I think there's a learning, especially when it comes down to school stuff, you know, learning how to say words.
Yeah, for sure. My 2-year-old learned the alphabet through YouTube by the time she was 2. She could sing the whole alphabet, and that's just from watching YouTube.
So there is benefits towards it, but obviously there's like we always say that you need to graduate in something, right? So when it comes to the phones, did we graduate actually?
Till now, the phone has
it has where it was and where it is now. Obviously there was some major.
The phone has made some things more easier, more efficient. It has given you access to the whole world's information. Alright? But the people that are using the phone to its fullest potential as it is right now is mostly your business people.
Okay.
And especially small business.
Alright.
They're using the phones to its maximum as it is now potential. Right? And there is still a lot of room for the mobile phone to grow to something better for the common person to use, right?
Right.
We're still not there yet. That's just technology in development, right? But as is now we have an issue of you need to get off the phone more. Unless you're using, you can use a phone to relax, to play a game, to watch video. But maybe you need to structure your day. Okay, I'm gonna have 2 hours for the day, or 3 hours for the day is a bit, but 2 hours for the day with a mobile phone, watch YouTube, do something relaxing play a game, whatever, or do some social media. And maybe structure the rest of the day, do this and that and that.
You know what? No, I heard this where the guy said that do not rest a child that you're gonna hate someday. So that being, if you put the values in the child from a young age, then basically you're creating something that you're gonna love at the end of the day. Because kids develop so quickly now to say, look here, the smartphone, that's my next best thing. It thinks of reading a book, trying to write.
Man, I was as addictive as I am to computer, playing games, or especially listening to podcasts, which I really enjoy. I would say I was back in the day when I was still a teenager. I was even more addicted to reading books, because in my house I grew up, didn't have a TV until I think 2001, 2002. Didn't really have a television. I just read books. I was super addicted to books. But now in 2020, how do you get a kid even not addicted to a book, even interest in reading, when all the interest is in video?
Okay, so what I've noticed is this, right? you start writing paragraphs, right? And you take an A4 page and you just start writing how your day was, almost like a journal, and you keeping it, all right? By only writing, you're training your mind. You're developing certain senses and certain ways of doing things, and your mind gets used to that. Because what I've noticed now is that there was a guy that I know that he could see something, like for instance now, if they had to write a test, he could go through it and he'll pass with an A. Right? So now, when he got to university and the workload was more, he struggled. Right? Because it was too much information to keep at one time.
Yeah.
So he didn't have that where he knew that he needed to sit and learn every day. So there's still certain parents that does this. During school time, no phone. During the week, no phone. Weekends, you can have your phone.
The Facebook CEO, I heard something that these kids don't have, I think, mobile phones at all. I think it's rather they don't have, or they don't have social media
access to social media
or something like this. Yeah, the boss of Facebook keeps his kids off Facebook. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you, man?
It's almost like a guy that's selling drugs, but he's not using it because you know how bad it is for him.
Yeah.
Right? Sell it and use it.
So I mean, like that already, you must go like, whoa. You know, this ain't adding up. This shit ain't adding up, man. Something is wrong. You know, something is wrong. That's how I see it. You know, so yeah, we gotta find ways. I don't know what, but there should be ways to get myself and my kid, my wife, a bit more often. Whether we do some hobbies in the house because we can't go outside. You know, you got lockdown and you got the winter, or we do something interactive in the house. We got the Monopoly board, we got dominoes, we got cards. You know, there should be some stuff that we can do around, can paint, you know, whatever. It's just something to get off.
I've noticed that even with my 6-year-old, that if I sit with him and we sit on his table, right? Because he's got the small bench thing that he sits in, and I just take out the dominoes and we start counting and what. He's more into that than actually asking for a phone.
Yeah. And that's
sitting and watching.
That is
because we're interacting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A child is still so close to its nature because its brain and its view of the world and who he is not formal. It is not completed yet. It's still raw, you know. And if that child enjoys more to be active, to be busy with something, you know, rather than watching something or being busy with a tablet or a mobile phone. That tells you that in our instincts, in our real self,
okay,
all right, it's not for, as the mobile phone is now, tablets or PCs. That's not where we naturally should be spending most of our time.
But you know what? No, back in the day, they said that listening to the radio is better than watching TV.
I would say it's only better, and that's because I didn't grow up with television really. I would say that's the only reason for that is, right? Because when you listen to a radio or when you read a book, you are formulating the picture of what's happening in your mind. So it grows your potential for your imagination. It makes you even think outside of the box, like people say, a bit more, because you are imagining the characters, you're imagining the scenery, You know, the setup and everything, using your mind, whereas in a picture format, it is given to you already.
You don't actually use your mind.
Yeah, you're not thinking, right? Like when I used to read, and I read a shit ton, man. I really read a lot. I basically finished when I can say when I reached high school. Okay, I could now draw books from the adult section, the grown-up section. Finished all the horror books and thriller books in the library, in Adams Valley Library. When I finished all the horror and thriller books, what's next? I'm not gonna read the romance and that. I moved to the non-fiction and started reading non-fiction. Engineering, science, astrology, even some maths books. And I'm not good at maths, but I started reading that. Even string theory. I read a thick-ass book on string theory, more than 1,000 pages, and actually understood that was written there. You know, so the point I'm trying to make is and as I'm reading, especially the novels, you know, as I'm reading a novel, especially a novel, you are starting to read, but you give each character based on how the character is a trait. You give each character a different voice. You're imagining this guy looks like this guy walks like this.
I know it. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Because you imagine. Okay, cool. Yeah. This is the voice, and you speak to yourself in your mind. You actually, it's like as you're reading,
the voices change.
The voices change. Yeah, and you put yourself in a position where, okay, the last book I read was 12 Rules of Jordan Peterson. And you actually put yourself in that character.
Yes.
So if you watching TV,
so like even when I dream, if I can remember my dream, and I would talk to my wife about my dreams, and my wife would be like, "How do you dream like that? There's so much detail." You know, if I can dream a complete world as it is, right, picture-wise. From outside, the trees, the bark on the trees, the shape of the trees, the leaves, the ground, the sand, the grass, the people, what they're wearing, all the colors, all the lights, street lights, everything as you see as you're walking outside, every piece of detail. In my dreams, I can dream up. In scenarios, what's happening in my dreams is very detailed. A lot of stuff happened after each other, but they are very detailed, and one thing moves to another. And my wife asked me, "How do you dream so much in so much detail and so many stuff happening? You know, different kind of stuff happening." And I didn't think about it until a while ago. And I was like, it's probably because I used to read so much, because I could picture the stuff when I was reading. I'm doing the same thing when I'm dreaming.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright? Which helps you think outside the box. Like when I'm at, and this actually helped me when I was working, right? And we are flowing a well, and I can imagine how the fluid is moving through the pipes, where it wants to go, the velocity is going there, going there. The pressure is dropping here, the temperature is gonna drop here.
I just wanted to say
I
that
could make that whole picture in my head.
You can make a picture before it actually.
Yes. And I can see where the problem is going to be. If it rains, this and this is gonna happen. The ground level is like that. The whole setup I could picture in my head, and tell you what problems is gonna come, what solutions I need.
You know what?
Everything.
I went to go check out a job today, and as I stand there, I see different things. Alright? I can see how this guy wants me to lay the piping across to where it needs to go out. But he doesn't see what I see. Mm-hmm. I see, okay, cool. That wall is concrete. I'm not gonna go through there. I'm gonna have to think now. Because as I'm coming in, I check out the building. Okay, cool. That's a concrete slab above me. There's a concrete slab that's basically in front of me. I can't drill there. Where's the brick? Now I need to find the brick. Now imagine this. I don't have anything that can check. Okay, cool. Here's steel in here. This is a concrete. I have to now imagine myself as this guy, how he built this building.
Yeah.
From scratch, as I'm just walking in. And so I walked in and I asked him, look here, is that the only wall that outside unit can go on? And he said, yes, that because they're in the basement. So I said, okay, cool. I'm not going to look for other exits because I can see, okay, cool, this is the basement. And I can see only concrete around me. So I had to, for a minute or so, think. Because normally what happens is I can go inside a house and I can say, look here, this is what you want, but it's not going to happen. And the guy would look at me funny like, how do you know it's not going to happen? And then I need to explain to him, look here, this is what's going to happen. We're going to sit with this problem. Or we're going to sit with that problem. Or we're going to sit with that problem.
Now, here's the thing, and this is how you bring it back to the mobile phones. Because you're using your imagination, all right? And you're incorporating it into your work, what
Yes.
you're doing, right?
Yes.
In the way, because you can imagine and think and problem solve it in your head. This came from reading, this came from listening on the radio to work that muscle in your brain. Now, how is that muscle going to work in your brain if everything is thrown to you on a screen? You're not going to work that muscle. That muscle is not going to be so strong.
No. It's like I have to go do a repair on a AC unit tomorrow, and I have to now visualize myself actually doing that tomorrow, because I know the process. It can take me an hour, or it can take me 5 hours. And if I don't put myself in that position, look here, it's gonna take me less than an hour. Then it's gonna take me 5 hours.
Yeah, I see.
So I'm preparing myself actually for the worst, but I'm also preparing myself for basically, okay, this is what I need to work with. This is what I need.
Yeah, for me, this is probably the thing that where we got to is that yes, there's science. This phone, this mobile phone, this tablet is not good, but I think we both got to a place now where we can see, hey, the muscle in our brain for problem solving, for imagination, that muscle, we ain't working that muscle much in our head.
I'm not working the muscle.
You're missing out.
The thing is this, I'm not working the muscle if I watch TV, or I'm watching an episode, or I'm watching something. I'm not working anything because the characters are doing everything for me. Alright? But now, I think listening to the radio, like you said, it's actually better than watching TV. That's my thing. If you can listen to a series in your car, just off the
audiobook
or audiobook, I think that's much better. I think audiobooks is there for a reason, and we're not using it as
we should actually use,
audiobooks are there for
if we are not into reading much, let's get some audiobooks, man. It's a good thing to have. You're sitting in home, you have a boring job, or you're on the street working, whatever, and you can expand your knowledge for the audiobooks.
But what I've noticed now is this: if you're struggling with something, right? And you start writing on a piece of paper what you're struggling with, you'll find the answers by just writing it out instead of typing it on the computer. So problem solving, guys, look into it.
I think we need to get back to this topic again in the future.
Yeah, get to it, into it. I mean, if you can start now. I mean, I know your children is going to be very much unhappy with you taking away the tablets and the smartphones and the computers.
Maybe it's not a complete take away, but we gotta moderate it.
Yeah, I think for the best, because obviously we need to know where they are.
This thing ain't healthy, man.
Ain't healthy, man. So this is the guys from We Are Smart signing out. Part 2
See ya.
coming up. See ya.